What's going on, Tamers? It's your boy Varney, and today I've got another video for y'all. It is not Digimon related. We are going over a different TCG, not Illustrals either. I did have some Illustral stuff that I opened, so gameplay to be coming soon with a very special someone. Y'all may know who he is. Instead, today we're going to be taking a look at some Grand Archive. It's a game that I've been very interested in. I ordered a Prelude kit, I ordered some bulk, and so I just want to crack it open on camera. Figure if there's anybody who was also interested, crack it open with me, see what it's all about, whatnot, and so forth. Now, before we jump into the video, I do want to apologize for the sound quality. If y'all know what's been going on, we've been printing a ton of these, but the printers are right here, and right over there. So there's a lot of noise being made. I have noise cancellation on, and it's being put to the test. So I'm gonna see what I can do with the audio in post. I don't know. Anyways, let's jump into the video. All right, let's take a look. What do we have? Ooh, some Pokemon cards. Very, very interesting. Ooh, it's a lot of bulk. All right, let's see what we've got. I have no clue about what anything does. I am completely new to Grand Archive. I just saw a guy selling bulk and I said, you know what? I'm with it. We take it, because how else does one get into a new game than buying a ton of bulk? No, just me. When I got into Digimon, I did the same exact thing. I just went online and I found people who were just like selling like bulk lots of their cards, and I was just like, yo, give me that. The only difference is this guy, he didn't have like a list of like what was worth what, but at the bare minimum, he had the 3 starter decks, and I figured that was worth it. So wow, yeah, there's a ton of bulk in here. Yeah, he had the 3 starter decks, Rai, Lorraine, and Sylvie. So I figured it'd be worth it just for at least getting the 3 starter decks, which I do not have. I'm sure the starter deck cards are super cheap, and I could have gone on TCG Player and gotten them. But, you know, that's not how we live out here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to make this sort of content, am I right? So the reason I've been interested in Grand Archive is because Weebs of the Shore, the creators of the game, they seem to be doing a pretty good job of giving the game a competitive scene, as well as just generally supporting not only the game, but like everything about the game, like the game itself, like I said, the competitive scene, the prizing, the actual like support of the game. Like they just had a statement that they're reprinting some cards that they acknowledge are hard or difficult for new players to get. So there's just a lot of cool things that I like what they're doing. And it really intrigues me, especially because y'all already know, like, I have my gripes with Bandai. And I realize why I have gripes with Bandai, because we were somewhat treated that way when I used to play Card Fight. Not entirely, but Bushiroad, if you've played Card Fight, like, you know, all right? I don't even have to explain it, you know. And so, like, to go from what is essentially like one abusive relationship with Card Fight to another abusive relationship in Digimon is kind of just like infuriating, because it's just like, I didn't ask for this. I just wanted to play a cool game and it was going fine, but now here you are and you're screwing everything up. So for myself, I'm just kind of like, I've always loved card games regardless, but I'm just kind of like exploring different things. If I were to play another card game competitively at this very moment, it would be a throw-up between Star Wars and Grand Archive. I can say that with the utmost certainty. Both card games are very interesting. I've played both. Well, I've played more Star Wars than I have Grand Archive, but I've seen a lot of gameplay for Grand Archive, and it seems interesting enough. That's the only reason that I'd even, spend money on these cards. And also there's a locals near me, which is the most important thing, right? If you're considering getting into any sort of a new card game, you want to make sure that you have a local scene. And so for me, even though it's not like local to me, unfortunately, there's a local scene about an hour away from me, which is the same amount of time it takes me to drive to Gamer's Edge. So it's really neat. It's, what do they say? 12 dozen one way and then 12 dozen another, or something like that. Literally, I drive 45 minutes to the Edge, or I drive an hour to this other shop, the Banish Zone. So if you're in the area and whether you play Grand Archive or you've heard of the shop, let me know. It seems like a pretty cool place. I definitely want to go check it out one day. especially now that I've got cards to play with. I've got decks and everything. So they seem like a really cool bunch of people. I'm part of their Discord. They've been helpful so far. But that's like the big thing. Like, you want to make sure you have a local scene for whatever card game it is that you're interested in playing. So at the bare minimum, I know I'm blessed to have a locals that is somewhat close that I can go play this card game at. And I'm not like, well, damn, I want to play that, but there's nobody near me that plays. Granted, it's the only shop, but it is what it is. So for those of you who don't know about Grand Archive, some general some general mechanics. They have a very unique memory system. You pay cost by using the cards in your hand. The cards in your hand go into what's called like a memory gauge, and that memory gauge is then used to pay for materialization, which are like these special cards that have special abilities, and they let you either like level up or they give you a weapon or something along those lines. The memory system is really cool. You would pay for cost by banishing cards, so you have to know what's in your memory, because you don't want to banish something then you're like, damn, I really could have used that. Sometimes it's inevitable, like it has to be done. But just taking a look at these cards, they look pretty cool. And one thing I like about them, I like the artwork. I think that's pretty big for anyone. Artworks are all very unique. I mean, they're anime, and I think that's like my biggest draw, that it's like an anime card game, because me, I'm a weeb. I like card games a lot, so I like the art on these. This one came in a top loader, so I assume this is, obviously it's a foil. I assume it's something special. I don't know. I'll take a look on TCG after. Like I said, I just bought the lot. I didn't care necessarily like what came in it. I just wanted like a bunch of cards. I wanted the decks. Wanted to make sure I had, okay, cool. I can go take a look through cards and be like, all right, cool. Like, I have this card, and I don't. Obviously, I'll need to buy singles off of TCG, but just it's a nice starting point. I have no problem spending this kind of stupid money because I like card games. That's really what it boils down to. This is cool. So, as you can see, ton of bulk here. Just a ton of bulk. Nothing that stands out to me. I was hoping that like when I opened it, I would see something that's like, oh, cool, like let's take a look at this. But like this just looks like something I'll have to look through and organize and sort once I like get a hold of the game and I know what's what, whatnot, so forth, blah blah blah. Biggest thing here is that we got like a lot. I guess these are, I don't know if these are decks because they're sleeved, but there's some of these with the same sleeves. So I don't know if they're sleeved just because they're of value or if they're sleeved because they're decks, but they are sleeved nonetheless. So it's something I'll take a look at later. I know for sure these are the starter decks because they were packaged in these bags. I don't remember what's what. Immediately off the bat, I gravitate towards Sylvie because Sylvie she's like a tamer, they say. So she deals a lot with like summoning like what's it called? Like creatures and stuff, specifically slimes. Where are the slimes? I mean, we saw that one time there. So yeah, there's some blue slimes and some other whatever like tamer skills. Like there's a lot of cool mechanics in this game, and I'm very intrigued. Like, it seems very in depth, and I love strategic games. I love games that go in depth and whatnot. Now, I bought this before I was able to get a hold of this thing right here. It's Prelude Starter Kit. So I effectively got duplicates because the starter decks that came with that and this. The reason I wanted to pick this up is because in this comes a set of cards called Dungeon Guide. Dungeon Guide is a staple in Grand Archive. 4 of it is needed for almost every deck. People say there are decks that can make without it, but generally every deck wants their Dungeon Guides. So this already comes with a full play set, which is exactly why we wanted this. I know this is some sort of like special. All right, so I guess let me explain what this is. So this is the Prelude Starter Kit. This is from the Kickstarter. So you got this if you kickstarted the project. It came with these 2 pre-made decks, these special Prelude booster packs, and this set of cards, this is the same set of cards that every deck gets. So we got a Regalia item. Those are like, I think those go in your Materia deck. You can only have like one of those in that deck. We got a champion in Sylvie, Xander, Boot of Taming. That's another Regalia item. Regalia weapons. You can see the artwork. Like, I really adore. I'm a big so Weebs of the Shore. Like, you got me. We're gonna take a crack at these packs and see what our pulls are, because this is my first time ever opening any sort of the Grand Archive boosters and products. So let's see what we've got here. I don't know what the... Oh, okay, so they have the rarities down here. So the rarities here, excuse the shaking camera. Common, uncommon, rare, super rare, I presume. So here's uncommon. This is a super rare Gildus. I've seen this card, so I know this card is good. I've seen this card in gameplay, so that seems like a pretty good pull. I've seen it played. So we're off to a strong start there. Love opening packs. The lie, I hate opening packs. All right, Trusty Steed. Some woodland squirrels, idle thoughts. I've seen that. So another thing I like about this game, it has this thing called floating memory. So while paying for a memory cost, you may banish this card from your graveyard to pay for one of that cost. It's what I like about the resource system in this game, because like this is a card, right? It costs 1. So you can play this on your first turn, look at the top 4 cards you deck, put them back in any order. This card then goes to your grave. And then when you go to pay for a cost for materializing, instead of, let's say you would banish 2 cards. Instead of banishing 2 cards from your memory, you could banish this and then 1 card from your memory. So it's a really cool way to kind of pay for additional costs without having to necessarily take a hit back in terms of game state. Sometimes it's detrimental, especially if you play Digimon, you draw for every action. But, in other games, obviously, you don't draw. So, very big thing being able to keep your hand size and hand presence. So, we got some more, actions, attack actions, reactions, spells. They have something slow and fast, a regalia item here. That's a super rare. Nice. At the beginning of your recollection, plays Glimpse 1. Don't know what Glimpse is. Look at the top card of your deck, maybe. Then banish this to draw a card. It's pretty nice. Then our last pack here, let's take a look and see if we get any cool pulls. More Trusty Steeds. Oh, this is so totally worth it. We pulled a Dungeon Guide. So the funniest thing about Dungeon Guide 2, right? Dungeon Guide's only a rare. It's like a $30 rare right now. So I believe each of these decks come with 2. Let me take a look. I'm just gonna sleeve this up. Yeah, so 2 dungeon guides in each deck. So this came with 5 dungeon guides. So this paid for itself because we got 2 in each deck, and then we pulled an additional dungeon guide. So that's pretty clutch. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Not that I'll play. I mean, I don't even know how many decks I'll play in this. I'm still trying to learn about all that stuff. But the game seems pretty cool. I'm very excited to learn this. Shout out to Mythios. Mythios is getting into this with me. And then also shout out to Cat's Caps, because Cat's Caps plays. So I'm very excited to put together a deck and see how this game plays and whatnot. So if you guys are interested in seeing more content, whether it's Illustrals or Grand Archive or any other card game, just let me know in the comments. I can make a separate channel. I'm gonna have these videos upload on days where you guys won't really be expecting good content. So this will be weekend content. So it'll just kind of be oh cool, I'll watch that or I won't watch that. But just want to share this with you guys. I love card games and I love sharing it with people. So I'm just very excited to be able to finally check this out. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and drop a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see. And until I talk to you guys next time. Peace out.